2 Kings 3. Thus says Yahweh, make this valley full of ditches, for thus says Yahweh, you shall not see wind, nor shall you see rain. Yet that valley shall be filled with water, so that you and your cattle and your animals may drink. And this is a simple matter in the sight of Yahweh, and he will deliver the Moabites into your hand. 2 Kings 4. When Elisha came into the house, there was the child lying dead on his bed. And he stretched himself out on the child, and the flesh of the child became warm. Then the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And a man came from Baal Shalisha, and the man brought bread of the first fruits of God, 20 loaves of barley bread, and newly ripened grain in his knapsack. And he said, give it to the people, that they may eat. But his servant said, What? Shall I set this before 100 men? And he said again, give it to the people, that they may eat. For thus says Yahweh, they shall eat, and have some left over. So he set it before them, and they ate, and had some left over according to the word of Yahweh. 2 Kings 5. And Naaman went with his horses and chariot, and he stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, go and wash 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh shall be restored to you, and you shall be clean. And his servants came near and spoke to him and said, my father, if the prophet had told you to do something great, would you not have done it? Then how much more when he says to you, wash and be clean? So he went down and dipped in the Jordan 7 times, according to the saying of the man of God, and his flesh was restored like the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of God, he and all his aides, and came and stood before him. And he said, indeed, now I know that there is no God in all the earth except for in Israel. 2 Kings 6. And when the servant of the man of God arose early and went, there was an army surrounding the city with horses and chariots. And his servant said to him, alas, my master, what shall we do? So he answered, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, open, I pray, his eyes, that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So when the Syrians came down to him, Elisha prayed to Yahweh, and said, strike, I pray, this people with blindness. And he struck them with blindness, according to the word of Elisha. 2 Kings 7. And they said one to another, we are not doing right. This day is a day of good news, and we remain silent. And if we wait until morning light, some punishment will come upon us. Now therefore come, and let us go and tell the household of the king.